Hello, how are you? Welcome back. I am Janice of Jan Dare Living Life. This is take 2. I had this all recorded last night, and when I got all done, I like to record and then I'll sit and I'll watch before I upload it just to make sure it looks alright. And I realized that the whole recording I was chewing gum, and it didn't look the best, and I even think a couple times in that video you could hear me just, kind of like a cow chewing its cud. So I decided to redo it again today. I was too tired after I was done that last night. And yeah, so here I am back for take 2. Come on and say hello and welcome some new subscribers. Hi, I've noticed that I've got some more even since last night. And I put a huge thank you out to Alice of Soxy Nana Alice. Blah, get it out. Another fellow Canadian she lives in Manitoba. I'm in Alberta. So Alice, thank you. Means a lot. I did a little happy dance and watching your podcast. I think I even might have got a little emotional and yelled for my husband. So thank you. I really appreciate it, Alice. It means a lot to do a shout out for me. And all the new people on here, welcome. I'm Janice. I live in Alberta with my husband, my 2 boys. We have 2 dogs. I am a mom of 3. I have a daughter as well who lives in Calgary, Alberta with her fiance. And their little puppy, my grandpuppy Otis, little Chihuahua. Yeah, so I knit, I crochet, I dabble sometimes in some sewing. I have just kind of got back into a little bit of English paper piecing. I'm not going to show that today, but in a week or 2 weeks, I'm going to show progress I've done just a little bit in the English paper piecing sewing kind of world. I would like to get into more sewing. The sewing machine I have is just a little cheap one that was given to me, and it's it can do basic, but it is missing a few things that is necessary for, I would say, clothing, and even like if I wanted to do a bag with a zipper, it doesn't have a zipper foot. It doesn't even have the seam allowance on it. It's that it's just, I would say, a beginner stage for somebody just learning how to sew. But yeah, so knitting, crocheting, a little bit of sewing. I love to bake. I do a lot of baking. Yeah, for my boys. Other than that, that's my big crafty side. But thanks for being here. Thanks for coming back. And thank you once again to Alice. I have made it home. I flew to New Brunswick to visit family on February 4th. Goodness. And I got back a week ago yesterday. I did a little video, if you guys noticed it, of me and my mom, which I had wished it had been, I had big plans for that video, but sorry. The week that I was there, I took pretty sick. It was pretty traumatic. It was scary what I went through when I was there with my lungs. I won't get into big detail other than the fact that the day after I arrived there, I took sick, and every day it progressed into getting worse and worse with being, unable to breathe. Couple days going to the hospital, some CT scans, blood work, x-rays. They weren't quite sure what was going on, other than it could have been the influenza. They thought from the CAT scan looked like double pneumonia, the bottom part of my lungs. But some good meds and good puffers and good love of my family, because I think them taking care of me and helping me get through it is what helped for me to heal. Because I was pretty scared I wasn't going to be able to fly home. But I did. The flight went good from New Brunswick to Montreal, then Montreal to Edmonton. It went smooth, no issues, which I'm thankful for after seeing what happened at the Toronto airport yesterday. I haven't done a lot. The first 4 days of being home, I didn't knit or crochet anything. I spent most of my time in bed sleeping, because I still was feeling pretty sick the first, few days of even getting back. So I didn't do anything. I watched YouTube, maybe a bit of videos, but otherwise I spent most of my time sleeping and healing. I am feeling better. I still have a bit of a cough. My lungs still kind of a little bit not the best, but in saying that, I was a heavy smoker. I went home smoking, I'd say about a pack a day. It was really bad. To I am on day 13 of no smoking. So I got sick, I stopped smoking, and I haven't picked it back up. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I no longer smoke. Doesn't mean I don't have the craving, but one day at a time. This is an awesome cup my sister got me. And it says, "You are magic." A little frog hugging a mushroom. Awesome cup. And my favorite color, of course, because green is the color. So yeah, I just took the first few days being home, chillaxing and getting better. But enough about me and my, not feeling good. I did do a few things. First, I want to show you my Henry's bunny. If you ever heard tell of, what's her name? Sarah Elizabeth Kellner, aka Rabbit Hole Knits. She has a whole bunch of patterns for animals. Like rabbits, cats. Let me see, there's ducks. I think there's a Canadian geese. You have to check her out. Go look up Rabbit Hole Knits, even on Ravelry, because that's where most of her I think all of her patterns at. See what she's got for animals. This one is Henry's bunny. It's a free pattern. What an interesting little knit. So you start from the neck, and you work down to the butt, and you do its tail. Then you pick back up, and you do short rows for under the neck and the top of the head. And then when you're done the short rows, there's like enough stitches to do as 2 ears, so it's all done up. Well, I am not really good at doing short rows, wrap and turns. I've done them a handful of times, but not enough to say that I'm good at it, because I'm not. Like if you can tell this side, oh, you really can't tell, it's not the best, and this side was pretty smooth. But when I got to the ears, the whole opening was over here. I don't know how I got the pattern twisted, so I just decreased, closed the hole, did the ears myself, and stuck them on. Same with these are I-cords, his legs. It's supposed to be cast on 6 DPNs and knit in the round. I'm like, no, I'm just doing an I-cord. But this was made out of Tuffy Briggs & Little. I just had some cream and I mixed them up and made him. He is cute though. Got a little button nose. Can't see it really well, but his nose is kind of pushed in. In a way, when I sit back and I look at him, it's kind of creepy. Kind of like a zombie rabbit. But my husband thinks is adorable. I love his nose. Can you guys see his little nose? Sorry about the boxes. I had to sit myself somewhere different today because the lighting in this house is horrible. I've mentioned, I think, on every video, it's horrible. This used to be an office, this house. So it has office lights in the ceiling. It doesn't have normal lights that anybody would ever put in their home. And then the other part of the house is extremely dark because there is no windows where there should be windows in a living room. So I'm in a bit of a different spot today. This is, as you can tell up there, this here, that's my blanket that I have on the go, the big one, which is 3/4 the way done. That'll be getting done this week. I'm pretty excited to pick that back up. This tote here is all of my sock yarn that I own. It's about half filled of like finger and weight DK and I think maybe some worsted weight. This is a box from storage that has some of the things that I've knit and a part of my craft room. Then there's a little dresser here that has it because we eventually plan on here very soon moving. We have no intentions of staying here. Moving completely out of this town. But that's for another story. So anyways, here's my Henry bunny. Pretty happy with them. I did him. I started in the evening, finished it the next morning before I got out of bed. I'm going to make more of him. I want to do a gray one and maybe a black one. I think he'd be kind of cute. And work on my short rows. I really should have done it in a bigger needle. I only did it in 3.25. I could have probably got away with a 4. But otherwise, it's pretty cute. I like them. I needed something creative that I can't. I mean, obviously it took me paying attention to the pattern, but you know what I mean. Just something small, something quick. It felt good. It felt good. Also, another thing I finished. This is a project I started, I think it was last September. I wanted to crochet a bear. So I found a pattern. It's called the Lying Bear Crocheted Pattern by Mauve Pony. She's on Instagram, I guess. She's Russian. So anything on her Instagram is in Russian. I don't use Instagram anymore. I lost complete interest in it. I think the only time if you ever see me go on there is if I click on something and the link takes me to Instagram. Otherwise, I don't use it. I don't know why I've stopped, but I just stopped. But anyways, I started this. It's a crocheted bear pattern with a bear laying down that has like it's wearing a sweater. I had got this yellow at a yard sale and decided to use it for this. It was 2 big balls about this big of red heart. One I already donated. The rest of this one, I don't have it beside me, is also getting donated. It's red heart. It's that really scratchy. I don't like it. I don't. So, but I did use it to finish the bear. And of course, it came out like Winnie the Pooh. So, since like September, October, all I had done was the body. So, it was his ears, his head, his body, that's it. And nothing. So, let me see. I think it was Sunday. I'm like, you know what? Just finish it. So, I did. I did his arms and his legs and his tail. Let's turn him up the right way. So, it's done. Another project that's been sitting for a long time. Feels good, you know, to have a work in progress that's been from a while ago and finish it. I still have the Musselburgh hat half done that I started. I don't know when I started. It's been a long time. I don't even know if I even have it on one of my podcasts. It's been a while and it's half done. So that's going to be one of my other next finished projects. So I have the blanket up here and the Musselburgh hat. The Musselburgh hat is probably even more than halfway done. I need to get it done. You know what? Do you know? Like as if you know what's on my mind. I'll be right back. See if I can get him to sit. Anyways. Hold on. Oops. That was close. Almost lost my whole thing of water. Be right back. There we go. Found it. Okay. Anyways, finished project. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I like to give them to somebody. I don't know anybody that likes Winnie the Pooh. And someone that I can give it to that I don't have to worry about for kids, because I did use safety eyes, but I'm a firm believer that as safe as they say they are, these should not be getting made and given to little children. So, if you know someone that likes Winnie the Pooh, I'd be willing to ship it. I'd love to donate it to somebody and give it, so we can go to a home and not just sit on the shelf. But I found it, my Musselburgh hat. I want to show you guys how much I have done. Look. Like, it's literally over halfway. I don't have that much left to go. Probably maybe another 5 or 6 inches. Hoping that what I have left of this will go. I don't think I kept, oh, I did keep the wrapper. No, actually I didn't. I won this. I used to be a part of a program. It was called the Wool Swap. It's a lady in Australia that does it, or maybe she's in New Zealand. So for about a year, I did Wool Swap. So I think it was once a month or every month and a half. We would get tagged with somebody and we would swap. And we'd come up with an amount of how much or type of yarn the person you were swapping with, and you'd send it. Absolutely loved it. I do actually kind of miss it, because I was able to meet some nice people. And, you know, there's nothing more exciting than getting Happy Mail as well as giving Happy Mail to somebody. She had a contest, and I won it. And I do know that this yarn is dyed by a dyer in Australia. That's all I can remember about it. It's quite pretty. It's like blues and greens and grays. I don't know if you guys can tell. But this is what I have done on the Musselburgh hat. It's been just sitting. And I don't know why, because I could probably sit and finish this in an evening. It's mindless knitting. I want to show you guys this too. How cute is this? There is a place here in Alberta. If you're ever in the area and you're visiting, it's in Rocky Mountain House. It's called the Twisted Barn. Go there. I've mentioned her before. It looks like a twisted barn. Like if you go, the building has, like, the windows are kind of off. They're crooked. The door's a bit crooked. She has everything in there for yarn. Well, she had these adorable little tins, and my husband got me one, which I always like, when you sometimes see podcasts and they're showing what's in their little trinkets. I got scissors, a darn needle, these little hat. This is what you stick on the end of your needles for progress. Not progress, but to keep your knitting from falling off. I have tulips on this. Some stitch markers, and these are from a lady used to go to knit night. She moved. I have ducks. I have little ducks in here. Oh, it was a nice progress keeper. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, for crying out loud, stop shaking. It's a cactus with a flower. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I have in this little tin. And in this bag here, it's by Knitting Nelly. It's a winter one with a fox skiing and a house. I want to get good at this for sewing. I want to do a quilt that are houses. I got a pattern saved, and a lady does, she was on YouTube. I don't think she's there anymore, but she does have a bit of tutorials. So one of the quilts that I really want to do is a house. But anyways, showing you guys this can give me that boost of, you know, get it done. You guys should, someone should comment below and be like, you know what, come on. You don't have that much left to do, Janice. Get her done. But yeah, So, other thing I want to show you before I go is my February sock. Remember the one I showed you guys, I think it was 2 weeks ago with the red? Yeah. I did not take it with me to New Brunswick. I took the other socks that me and my mom did for Bruce, which he put on the night that he got them, and he's had them on for 7 days straight. So, on the topic of socks. Alice and Diane. Diane is from My Pink Bathtub on YouTube, are doing a sock along for the year. So it's SOX-along 2025. They have a Ravelry group which has grown. It's huge. There's a lot of people knitting socks. A lot. I forget the amount of numbers they had for January, but out of this world. It's, you know, sometimes I'll sit and I'll think about it. How many of us are knitting socks? And not just the people that are doing this sock along, but in the world. It really is amazing. I've begun wearing my own homemade socks because I'm one that I don't wear my socks. I have knit socks that are never touched. I knit them, I stick them in my drawer, and I don't wear them. I have reasons. But I took 2 pairs with me to New Brunswick, and that's all I wore the whole time I was there. My homemade knit socks. Awesome. And it was kind of nice because one of my visits to the hospital, when I was just going in for my CAT scan, the lady's like, "Oh, I love your socks. Did you knit those?" So it was I was like, "Yes, I did." You know, that proud moment of like, "Yeah, I knit these." So yeah, I decided that when I went, I wasn't going to have any bought-in socks. I was going to just wear socks that I knit. And both of those pairs I took were socks that I'd knit and I'd never put on my feet before. So, if anything, while I was home in New Brunswick, I had warm feet. A lot warmer weather there than it was here. Like, a lot warmer. I think every day I was there, it snowed. It's cold here. Last night we were down to minus 39 with the wind chill, 39 Celsius. Today is cold. Tomorrow is going to be a bit warmer. And then by Thursday, +3. I cannot wait. I am so excited. We're 29 days to spring. 29 days. I get that, you know, okay, we can do this. Anyways, back on topic. This is what I've got so far on my sock. I just picked it back up yesterday. And I think I might have done like from here down. I wish you could see the colors better. It's pinks and blues and brown, like gingerbread. But what I did do today is I put the afterthought in to get started because I'm doing an afterthought heel. So this is the first time I ever did a lifeline. I've done an afterthought heel on socks before, but I never did the lifeline. I usually would just put the waste yarn, knit across, slide the stitches back across to my left needle, and, you know, kind of carry on. I watched a tutorial that Andra Mowry had done from 7 years ago, and she put a lifeline at the top of it. So above the blue, I hope you guys can see it, and then a lifeline below. So on both sides of that blue that I put in there has a lifeline. So when I go and I cut this and pull it out, my stitches are, they're on a lifeline. I can just pick them up. They're not going to go anywhere. Whereas before, as I was cutting, I would have to keep trying to get my needle in as I was cutting. So I'm excited. I'm glad that I took a time to go and see about a bit of a different way to do it. So I'm going to finish these probably tonight. I'm going to knit, I like to knit about 2 inches past my lifelines or like my afterthought heel started. Try them on and then I can kind of, okay, let's back this up. I go about 2 inches below here where I have the afterthought started. Then I'll go back and I'll add my heel. And when my heel's done, then I can try my sock on and I can go and see how long I need to do it. Because I know that I could just guess it and go down and do my toe, but I want to make sure that I have it long enough, like for myself. So I know that if I go back and put the heel in and go even maybe 3 inches or even maybe 4, just go a good distance past it, then I can put it on and I know for sure how long to make my sock. And this time, because I know I've told you guys before, I have a habit of making my freaking foot too short. Not this time. I'm going to make sure that I go at least a ½ an inch past the end, because I wash my socks in the wash machine. I don't hand wash my socks. Never have, and I probably never will. Maybe someday. I like the thought of it, to be honest, to wash them by hand and soak them and hang them out. Sounds, I don't know, beautiful, to be honest, and yeah, I don't know. For right now, I wash them in the wash machine. So, anyways, this is where I'm at. I'm on my first one. I'm going to knock it off, get it out, and get the next one started, because I really want to have these ones done for February. Because the ones I'm doing in March, oh, I'm so excited. It'll be my first colorwork sock, and I think it's perfect for spring. So this is where I'm at on this. I'm going to work on this tonight. The last thing I want to show you guys before I stop rambling is, do you remember I showed you guys, I think it was a couple weeks ago, that I had started the Mosaic crocheted granny square, which is done. If you look on YouTube, let me see, I wrote her down, Creative Grandma. Look her up on YouTube for the crocheted mosaic granny square. Awesome. Her tutorial is perfect. Perfect. Anyways, the first one I showed you guys, I do believe it was this one. I had done just one. Okay? Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Well, I have some more. So, this is another one that I did. And this is another one that I did. Aren't they pretty? I'm addicted. Like, I didn't do any, of course, when I was back home, but now that I've been back, I'm back at them. I did this one, and then I finished this one today. I started it last night and finished it today. I don't know what I did, but I've got a really sore wrist. Kind of like this part right here, like even when I put pressure on it. And then I noticed the last couple nights when I'm sleeping, it hurts. And after finishing this square today, I had pain going from like this part up into my arm. So, I don't know. My husband thinks maybe some tendonitis. It's sore, it's tender, it hurts when I do this, go in a circle. I don't know how I did it. I'm not sure what I was doing, because I really haven't. I don't know. This little rabbit, the Henry rabbit, was actually, that was hard on my hand, my wrist. I think that might have been what started it. Because like I said, I should have went up a needle size, and I was using too small, and then you're trying to, I don't know, something definitely pulled on my wrist and it's sore. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys. I have 5 of these done. It's going to be a beautiful blanket when they're done. I love it. And this is what I have. I think I showed you guys too, but the yarns that I have that I'm working with. It's Stylecraft in there with, what is it called? Wendy Supreme DK. So it's all DK weight yarn, and they're like this size balls. And it doesn't take a lot. So these are probably going to do a lot of squares. All of it is going for this blanket. Every bit of that. I have used out of it, so I do consider it a scrappy blanket, because this was bought for a kit that I got from Affiliate Knits to do a Beatrice Potter blanket. I started it 196 stitches, and it got to the point where if you would make a mistake, you'd have to take it back. It was constant counting and counting. So regardless, I didn't do it. But the cool thing is that her packs are cheap. Go look up Ophelia Crochets, And you can get her yarn packs for these blankets she puts out and not have to make the blanket, but you get beautiful, and her color schemes are gorgeous. And she's in the UK. It's actually cheap. Honestly, she sells it for dirt cheap. I forget what I paid for this. I think it might have had like 16 or 17, maybe 18 balls of yarn. I think it was like 60 bucks. It's a good price. But anyways, I think that's it. I think I'm done rambling. Once again, if you're new, hi, I'm glad you're here. If you're returning, I'm glad that you're back. If anyone has any ideas, throw them at me for what I could crochet or knit. Oh, crap. Before I go, I got some yarn while I was in New Brunswick. Well, my sister got it for me. She took me and my mom out for dinner. And I knew that you can get Briggs and Little yarn at the dollar stores. Most dollar stores in New Brunswick have Briggs and Little yarn. I wish ours did here in Alberta. And they're $6 a skein, which is $3. And I know the local person sells it for here. So I wanted to get some Briggs and Little while I was home. And look. This is gold and this is khaki. It's heritage. So it's 2-ply, 100% pure wool, 4 ounces. This is made in New Brunswick as well, in Harvey. So that's another thing I find a bit special. It's popular. I don't know, like if you're new here, you've never heard tell of Briggs and Little, it's their wool is 100%. It's rough, it's rustic. I consider it raw. Because if you've ever worked with Briggs and Little, you can agree with me, you'll find sticks. You'll find little sticks, like little pieces of hay or straw in this yarn. That's why I say it's raw. It's wool, pure wool. But I got 2 of the gold and 2 of the khaki because I was thinking, knit myself some knee-high socks, some boot socks in the green and gold stripe because these are my favorite colors. But last night when I was doing the other podcast, I got thinking, just a minute. I think I'm going to knit a cardigan. I have 2 patterns that take a heavier weight yarn. And I got thinking, why don't I get some more of the khaki? I have a bit of the gold for maybe some stripes up at the top or color work. I don't know. The 2 patterns I have don't have color work. But wouldn't it be awesome? It'd be quick to make and it would be a spring sweater, cardigan. It'd be hot, but it'd be warm. And I could put a zipper in it. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Should I knit knee-highs or should I go with doing a knit cardigan? I'm thinking a cardigan. I just need to get more of this khaki. I mean, it's got a bit of roughness to it, but wear it over a long sleeve shirt. I think it'd be awesome. And then my mind's like, oh my goodness, what if I got, I think, a blue or a tan? Oh, the creative mind is going. But I think that's where I'm leaning towards if I should make knee-high socks. Like I said, I have 2 of the gold, 2 of the green. Or should I do a cardigan? I'm leaning more towards doing a cardigan. Well, that's my phone telling me we're going to die soon. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go now. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Alice. I once again truly appreciate the call out, and also I would love to be a moderator. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm down for that, totally. And even if anybody on here wants to do a live or do, I don't know, sometimes I miss talking to people. Do you know, like talk where they answer kind of thing. Anyways, I hope you guys are all well. You guys are doing good. You're staying cool if it's hot where you're at. Staying warm if it's cold where you're at. Stay you. It's always weird to say goodbye. It's like, or see you later. But as my daughter and her fiance would say, bye for now. See you guys.